Hello, peace seekers. This is Saniqua White popping in to give you a piece of my mind that will hopefully give you some peace of mind. And if you don't mind, first, before we get started, if you will share this video, if you will give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel so you can get the more videos that are coming out soon. Well, today's topic is a little interesting even for me, but it's something that I struggle with, and I know it might be something that others struggle with as well. So let's jump into it. Sometimes I struggle with liking people because I work with people who have been victimized. So when I see somebody who has been victimized, I know what's been done to them and I know who has done it to them. It taints me a little bit as a mental health professional. Yes, we can feel what other people are feeling, and sometimes it is overwhelming. So I do sometimes struggle with liking people, but God has called us to love the person and address the behavior. So this is one way of how I look at it in both a natural and a spiritual aspect. I look at a person like a body as neutral, yet that body is being influenced by something. Light sources or dark sources, good, evil. And sometimes even if you're influenced by another person, then what you are really being influenced is by what that person is also influenced by. So again, I go back to the person being neutral, and this is just a way to think of it so that you can move away from not liking the person. Think of the person as neutral, yet being influenced by something light, dark, good, evil. So if you don't like a behavior that someone is exhibiting, you first need to step back and say, okay, is this a preference of mine? Is the person actually doing something wrong? Or is this a preference of mine? And I know that in our world today, right looks wrong and wrong looks right. And I get that. So you may have to, if you're a follower of Christ like I am, then search the Bible to tell you what's right and what's wrong. But think about the person is, if are they actually doing something wrong? Are they committing a sin? Are they committing something that's just illegal or whatever the case may be? Or is it just a preference of yours that you simply don't like it? And not liking something is not wrong. It's just your preference. But if the person is actually being influenced by something dark, like they are using drugs or they are doing things, criminal activity or things that you just know that they should not be doing and things that are not good for them, then love the person and address the behavior. Because you can say, friend, whenever you drink, you're a totally different person that I don't want to be around. So what you've just done, you didn't say, friend, I hate it when you drink. You're just all out of control. And that feels like an attack on the person. So if you say, friend, when you drink, you become a totally different person that I don't like being around. So you've removed the issue. Friend is not the problem. The alcohol is the problem. You addressed your friend in love, but you also address the alcohol issue with assertiveness. Okay? This is one way that we can get better at loving the people even when we don't like what they're doing. I love you, don't like the behavior. And for me, it is going after the influence. It is attacking the influence and not the person. It is addressing the problem and not the person. Now, because the person can let go of that problem. But if we put the problem, if we try to identify the person as the problem, you're an alcoholic, you're a this, you're a that. Well, now you're identifying the person as the problem, which actually makes it harder for them to come out of it. If you remove the problem from the person, then they see themselves as separate from it. So they can put the drink down. Now that may be, I'm making that a little bit more simple than it really is. If the person has an alcohol issue, if they're addicted to alcohol, it's going to take a lot more. But that's a first step, and especially for you, so that you can see that the person is still in there. The friend or the loved one that you care so much about is still in there, and you haven't labeled them. You have said that there is a problem, but you have not identified that person as the problem. You have said they are currently carrying a problem, which if they decided to, they could let go of. Now, they would have to do the work and everything that it entails to let go of the problem, but it's not their identity. If you're a follower of Christ, then you know that our identity is in Christ. We are whatever God says we are. Anything else is a lie. So if you have taken on something that God would not have you take on, then you're walking around in a lie right now. And all you have to do is tell the truth. I have a problem with alcohol, and I need to identify myself as a child of God. And I am not an alcoholic, so I need to figure out how to put this alcohol down because this is not my identity. So this is just one way that I work with clients on helping us, and I say us because sometimes I have to be a client myself, but working with us on loving the person but addressing the behavior. So if this video is helpful for you, remember to share it, give it a thumbs up, remember to subscribe to the channel. I will be back soon with some more videos, but until then, be blessed and be proactive about your mental health. God bless.